So when I got my first SS16 twin, which is the V-twin, it took a while, maybe a year I think, before the next one popped up for sale. So I jumped on the opportunity to have an original Sears SS16 V-twin. As it sits, I use it mostly for mowing. It's been the main mowing machine so far. I've got the 42-inch cutting deck on it. I replaced the air filter and fuel filter and changed the oil out again for some stuff with seafoam in it just to clear things up. Hasn't been burning a lot of oil, but I keep an eye on it just because it still smokes. Still got high compression though, 95 or 100 psi in both cylinders, so that's good. I'm really enjoying this thing. So after the SS16s in Alberta all heard that I was buying them up, they decided to come out of hiding. And that's why I'm here today, to show you exactly what I bought. Behold my latest purchases. 2 Sears SS16 twins. Here's the first one I picked up. It's a 1976. It's got the same Onan BFMS engine as every other SS16 twin does. It's got an odd fuel filter on it, and the previous owner tried to modify the engine to accept a snowmobile fuel pump, so I don't think that went too well for them. I might try and get it working, but just in case, the owner did give me all of the original parts for the fuel pump, as well as what's remaining of a fuel pump rebuild kit that he had. I guess he just gave up. It's got a good air filter in it too. The plug wires have been replaced at one point or another. The spark plugs are auto lights. And he did say it burnt a bit of oil. As you can see, the oil level is low, and that's a telltale sign that oil is being burned. It has this decal on here that I haven't seen on any other one of my Sears tractors. About, I think, it's a wiring diagram on one and a schematic wiring diagram on the other. Very useful for troubleshooting, just offhand, back when everyone actually knew how to read wiring diagrams. Seems like that's a dying art these days. So, it's got a dead battery, completely shot. I'll have to see if I can get another one sometime soon if I get this thing working the way I want it to. Moving around the back, you've got the same 6-speed transmission as always, a newer Craftsman seat on the dashboard. You can see it's plastic. It's got an ammeter there and all of your standard features. It's a key from a John Deere here. It says John Deere on it instead of Intac. Oh well. And something curious that I should point to is the fact that this tractor has had the factory electric 3-point conversion kit installed on it. In fact, it did come with an electric 3-point hitch. Now, the guy said that the motor on this electric 3-point hitch was intermittent. It cut in and out. But judging by the state of this wiring, I think it might be more of a wiring issue than an issue with the motor itself. So I've got to take a look at that wiring diagnose. Furthermore, this thing lived in a barn, so every time you bend down to try and work on something like this, it starts smelling like mousy barn unpleasantness. So I'll definitely be giving it a bath. It has one tire that is completely shot. Look at that. Look at that crack. Unbelievable. It goes almost all the way around the tire. Someone must have slashed this on something. So, it's a good thing I have one good tire on my existing parts tractors that I can use. I should mention that in addition to the electric 3-point, it came with a 42-inch mowing deck. Lovely. It's in working condition. It has the belt guard, which is currently taken off. I think I can make this thing work just fine. So here's the other one. This one's a 1977, as evidenced by the different hood style with the all-black nose cone and a solitary Sears decal right there. Advertised as an 18 horsepower, but it is actually the 16 horsepower Onan BFMS engine. This one is said to have been low on compression. Last ran approximately 7 years ago. And it was being listed, if you guys could believe it or not, for $400. The final purchase price on this machine was $170, and I still think I overpaid for it. The dashboard is being hacked to pieces, but it's mostly intact. Same dash as on the other one, with the choke, ammeter, light switch, throttle, ignition switch in the same positions. Same transaxle. It's got a 42-inch mowing deck in unknown condition. I know the mandrels aren't seized, so it'll probably work. Hopefully I can get this thing working, just as a beater. Intact tires on the back. An intact Suburban taillight. That's good, because the other one wasn't. On the back here we have, as you can see, a manual 3-point hitch that has seen better days and has kind of been, well, hacked up as well. We've got these weird chain things hanging on the 3-point arms, I guess kind of keeping them in place. Well, they don't do anything. I'll probably just keep them on there, because why bother taking them off? The seat is atrocious. I guess that's what happens after it's been sitting for 7 years. And another thing it came with is a homemade rear grater blade. I falsely assumed that the grater blade they had would be a Sears factory grater blade, forgetting how easy it is to actually make one of these. And this is they've done a pretty shitty job, really, especially since it's at a fixed angle. You can't angle these things. So, oh well, what are you gonna do? I'll probably use it for something. I mean, after all, I've been looking for a grater blade. I just hoped that I'd get a Sears one, that's all. Both of these machines are so complete that I don't see any sense in making one out of the two. So I think I'll just try and get both working. This one's, I'm going to try and get this one running first, even though I can't really drive it because the clutch bushing is shot and it's all seized up in there. So I'll probably have to do some meandering around with that in order to get it working. It's just like my GT 19.9. Now I'll need 2 clutch bushings instead of 1. Forgot to also mention the shoddy condition of the drive belt. Oh well, I can live with it for now. The last thing I should mention, this is something really quite remarkable. Since I've never shown you guys the front of this tractor, these tractors, I will now. And the reason why I've been hiding that is the fact that both nose cones are completely intact. Check that out. I don't think anyone's ever got luckier in one day than having 2 mint nose cones show up on 2 separate tractors. That's incredible. So now that brings the total of mint nose cones I have up to 3. Crazy. Anyway, if I make any progress on these, I'll be sure to update. Just grab the camera here. I'm gonna attempt to start this. Well, that's freaking awesome. That's the first time this engine's run in, I think, 3 years. Just an update with the SS16. It's raining now, so I'm gonna go in pretty soon. As you saw, it started up for the first time in however long and spent the rest of the night fiddling with it. And this is what I get. Add some oil to it, but there you are, folks, running with a modified snowmobile fuel pump, a massive fuel filter, and the original fiber float. It's all working. Now all that I need to fix is clutch pushing, and as you can see, I've already gone ahead and mounted the original idler pulley in there. To me, it doesn't matter whether there's a bit of play. As long as I can readjust the clutch and get it working properly, it's golden. Here's something I should also mention. Ammeter works, as well as both of the headlights. Not the tail light, of course. Tail light's seen better days, but not to worry, I have replacements. Basically, just an unplugged wire. Working headlights, it couldn't get much better than that. In addition to that, I'm sure the electric 3-point problem is just the wiring on this tractor. So I'll take the electric 3-point off and hook it up to my SS16, the V-twin, with the which also has the 3-point conversion, and see if it works there. And then after that, I'm done for tonight. I got this thing running perfectly. Couldn't be happier. Only took maybe 4 hours. Not bad at all. Changed the tire, put the clutch back on, and we're golden. So hopefully you'll see more of this in the future. If I bother to make another video of it, it's raining like hell now, so I really gotta hurry up and tidy up. Anyway, see ya.